What if you could scale your Amazon ads without spending whole day inside Amazon advertising console? Yes, there's a better way to optimize your campaigns, and it starts with automation. Hi, I'm Avinash, co-founder of SellerMate.AI, and today I'm here to talk about scaling your PPC operations and optimizing your ads using automations without losing control. But why automate your ads? Because scaling ads manually takes away a lot of time that you could be dedicating to more strategic things. If you are a PPC manager, you could be dedicating that time to more keyword research, or maybe finding new products, or building a better strategy for your campaigns. If you are a brand owner, you could very well spend that time optimizing your supply chain, working with your distributors, maybe coming up with new products. On top of this, automation helps you save time on a daily basis in your bid, budget, placement adjustment. You cut down on wasted ad spends much faster than you would do manually. You test and scale what works really fast, and you run a leaner, smarter ad account. But how do these automations work? There are two common types of systems that we see in Amazon ecosystem today. The first one we like to call as black box AI automation. These are the system where you give your goals to the AI, let's say a cost goal or a sales goal, and you let the AI take over and change your bids, budget, placement based on whatever it has learned over time. The second one is rule-based automation, where you set the conditions of when certain actions should be taken. For example, you may say, I want to pause a keyword if it costs is more than 80% for that keyword. At SellerMate, we believe that you as a seller or as a PPC manager should have more control over your PPC operations, which a black box AI automation does not provide. You cannot decipher why certain actions were taken, and you have no control of changing those actions either. That's why the system we built allows you full control over your PPC. You can build out your own systems while using AI as an assistant. So you get smart automation with human oversight. Let me show you how this works. Once you log into SellerMate.AI and connect your accounts, you will see a host of features that are available to you. Within Smart Automation itself, you will see a bunch of features that allow you to automate different parts of your PPC operations. But let me focus a little bit more on rule-based automation today. I'm going to click Create Automation Rule, and you will see a list of options available to you on the different parts of PPC that you can automate. And I'll start by showing you a very small example. Let's say you are a seller and you have very thin margins. You can't allow any of your search terms to waste ad spend because you're operating on a limited budget. You can set a simple rule that says, if any of my search term has not given me any orders and I have already seen more than, let's say, 100 clicks on this, I want to negate that as an exact. Now, what this does is, instead of you or somebody from your team or your agency going ahead and downloading search term report from Amazon portal, which they might do or you might do, let's say, weekly, and then analyzing it and then figuring out the search terms where this is happening, and then going back into Amazon ads portal and adding these as negative one by one. Instead of that, what you will do is you will set up this rule and you have an option. Do you want to auto execute or do you just want to see the result? And I'll show you the difference. For now, I'm going to say, okay, auto execute. And then I want to check this data for the last 15 days. And I'm going to skip last 3 days because Amazon attribution sometimes takes time. So it will not count last 3 days and take 15 days before that. You can select the campaigns where you want to automate it, or if you want to automate it at an ad group level, and you can say I want to do it every day of the week. What this will do is automatically take care of any search term that's bleeding you money without you actively searching for such things. You can also exclude some of your branded keywords. For example, if you are okay spending money on your branded terms and don't want them to be negated, you can exclude them as well. This is a very small example of hygiene things that you typically would want to do more frequently in Amazon but can't do because it takes too much time and effort to just arrive at a conclusion, or you sometimes miss it. With SellerMate, you also get a host of templates out of the box that covers all of these hygiene things. So I just talked about search terms. It can very well be around campaign where you can say, um, I don't want my well or good performing campaigns to go out of budget. So you can say if my live budget usage for any of my campaign is more than 80% and its cost is less than, let's say, 40%. Again, these values will depend upon your business strategy. You can say, if that happens, I want to increase my budget by 10%. You can set a maximum budget limit. You will also be able to choose what the parameters of your analysis are. So let's say if you want to look at last 15 days ACOS or last 30 days ACOS while taking the action, you have the complete freedom to do that. You can pick the campaigns and you can say, okay, I want to run it every day. And I only want to run it in the evening or maybe 3 times a day. So what SellerMate does is it gives you complete control on you building your strategy. And even if you don't want to execute it automatically and want to say, okay, I just want an alert, you can click email alert and enter your email, and it will send you an alert which informs you that a certain criteria, it may be budget, it can be bid, it can be search term, that has met your criteria. You can do the same things at a target level where you can set bidding conditions that says, increase my bid or set my bid to CPC if keywords meet my certain criteria. You can set the criteria where, let's say, your branded keywords, if top of search impression share for your branded keywords is less than 20%, and you can have additional conditions around ACOS if you want. Let's say ACOS is less than 60% for them. You're okay spending up to 60% ACOS on your branded terms. Then you want to increase the bids. You want to be on top of for your branded search terms. So with these types of automations, what you get is a very streamlined and an easy to use method for you to automate your day-to-day PPC operations while retaining full control. Any action that gets taken using the automation is reflected right here in logs. You can see if anything has been executed, any recommendation. You can click on it, you can see the details, you can see further trends. On top of that, you can also, let's say here when we are discussing, you are looking at this auto execute option. So if you don't turn on the auto execute, you will be able to see the result of your rule right here, so that you can take a look at it in greater detail and then take a decision of whether you want to execute it or not. So even if you don't set it on auto execute, you still end up saving a ton of time that goes into collecting data and then analyzing data from different sources and then taking a certain action. SellerMate.AI automations is built for agencies as well as brands who are looking to scale their PPC without spending a ton of time inside Amazon Ads portal while retaining full control. With SellerMate, you get a simple and intuitive interface that anyone can use. You get smart rules that you can fully customize, and you get weekly insights that allow you to modify your existing rules to achieve the goals that you want. You don't have to choose between convenience and control. With SellerMate, you can do both. So head to SellerMate.ai today and build your first automation rule.